Okay, hi everyone. My name is Shirley. Thank you so much for joining. Wow, I'm so nervous. Okay, so this is my very first stream, and I'm supposed to be coding a data visualization project, and I've never done this, and I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? Um, but I'm here to give it a try. Please be gentle on me. And because I'm so nervous, I picked up a beer. I don't think this is a good idea because probably in an hour or so I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom. But for now, for my nerves, this is the best I got. I'm like very nervously excited. Okay, okay, it's probably not the best start, but anyways, hi again. So for my very first stream, I was thinking of refactoring and like kind of redesigning this expenses app that I did 2 years ago. I did an expenses app because I wanted to share how I was using React and D3 together, and I wrote this blog post about my kind of like thought process and like all the code and why I decided to do it this way. And well, thank you. Oh, thank you, GCal Mets. Thank you. This is my first stream. Yeah, I just realized. Okay, so my camera is over there and my chat is over here, so I'm going to be looking this way sometimes. But yeah, so I decided to, I have a few React conferences coming up, one in August with the React Rally, and then another one maybe in Tel Aviv that's kind of up in the air, and then a third one in October at Reactive Conference. And so for these, I've been preparing a kind of brand new React and D3 talk. And in the middle of that talk, I wanted to show some examples of what I've been kind of like some examples of new like apps that I've done with React and D3. And one of the things I wanted to do is take this app from 2 years ago and update it to the kind of style I have now. So like a lot of my style has changed from this. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing today. Oh yeah, so Rivener asked if I'm going to save these streams in any way. Yeah, I know, I'm so sorry that this is really terrible for East Coast and actually Europe, and I think maybe Asia is okay, but I think it's probably during their work day also. I'm like still experimenting with the time. I think the most popular time was actually Sunday noon PST, but I'm just not confident that like I'll be able to keep a Sunday. So I might like do it earlier, maybe like around 7 p.m. PST on Monday, and that way that's at least like 10 p.m. for East Coast. But I was thinking of maybe switching it up with Sundays so that like Europe can join also, and that'd be really fun. Yeah, so I guess I'll get started. Yeah, so for this project, I actually made a brand new repo and a brand new project, and there's like absolutely nothing in there. Like I just made my first, oops, sorry, that's my Spotify. I just made my brand new like one commit earlier today to get started. So yeah, let's go and start. Knowing my scripts. Okay. So the very first thing that I want to do is let me show you guys. So this is my, let's see. So I have the project in my expenses V2, and I actually the other day downloaded my well, this is the thing I forgot to do earlier. So I actually downloaded my credit card statement from like May or something, and it's like surprisingly like already pretty clean data, and so I don't have to clean it, and I was going to use it today to start like populating, because if you notice here in my expenses app, like I don't have any expenses that like are already populated, so I have to like go and make it myself. So like it can be like coffee and then $4, and then I have to add, and then like this comes up, and so I can be like, oh, coffee for me goes under groceries, and I link my expense with my category. And so yeah, so this one is like I have to populate it myself. So today I was going to use one that like, so I was gonna kind of use my expenses that I already have so that we don't have to pre-populate. But I just realized I can't remember where I saved it. So it might turn out that I'll just have to make some myself. That's okay. Okay. So let's start with just like making some bogus expenses. Let's see. So let's give it I used to have a name, so let's make like coffee, and then an amount, let's say $4, and then let's just give a date, I think it was date, and then just make a few of these and pre-populate it. Let me do like Safeway, amount like $46 or something like that, date, new date. Let me just make 3 for now. What's the backend I'm working with? I actually, for this one, for my visualizations don't usually use a backend. There's the one exception was for one of my data sketches projects for Google. I did one on culture and travel searches on Google, and for that one, I have a backend that my friend helped me build out, but because that one there's like so much data, and so we needed like a backend for me to be able to query all of that data. But usually I don't actually use backends. I actually just host all of my projects on GitHub pages. So, but I think if I was to do a backend, I would probably like I'd probably try and pick up Node again. Yeah. So yeah, for now. So just for this example app, I'm just making some expenses, just making up some data. See, last one, let me say gas. Like, I actually go to Chevron. No, I like go to Valero. And it's been about like $40 recently. Cool. Oh man, this is sad because I was going to like populate with my like May expenses, which I think there were like probably like 40 rows of data or so, and then I was gonna use like D3 force, and then I was just gonna like make it appear on the screen. I was really excited to make it look pretty, but maybe in a bit, once I get this going, maybe I'll take a short like 5-minute break and try and find that. Let's get. Oh. Okay, so this is actually really kind of fun. Because this is a new project, I actually haven't even like loaded D3 or Lodash or anything into it. So usually npm install save d3js, and that way this will get auto populated into D3. Whoa! Okay. I get Albariso is now following. Thank you so much. Oh, that makes me so happy. Thank you. And then npm, is it not D3js? Wow. npm install save load dash. Oh, maybe it's just D3 without the JS. Let's see. Okay, cool. And then install D3. So my friend Allison is helping me be here and cheering me on. So thank you so much. Oh, wow. JDZ27, thank you so much for following. Okay. Now that I have D3, I want to import D3 as, import everything as D3 from D3. Okay. So the first thing let's do, just define some React lifecycle. Component will mount. And then this is where I usually like to, oh, wow, hi, Irving Budges. I'm sorry for mispronouncing everybody's handles. Oh, thank you, Abrisu. This is my very first time streaming. Thank you for my talk with Nadi. My friend Nadi and I gave a talk at OpenVisConf and at CSSConf Europe. I'm not sure which one you got to see, but thank you so much for watching our talk. And this is my very first stream. I still haven't quite figured out why I'm doing this, other than I saw Suze Hinton at NoobCat on Twitter and Twitch, and her blog post about her experiences on Twitch, live coding on Twitch, and it's been something that I've been kind of thinking about for a month or two, as maybe something that would be really fun and interesting, because one of the things that I got to that I learned from doing data sketches, which is the data visualization project I have with Nadi. One of the things that we learned is how much people like the write-up of what we do, the visualizations that we do. So kind of like in the past month was thinking like, oh, maybe some people might enjoy like just watching me live code, and this may be like a really bad idea. I'm not sure, because I'm starting to realize with just writing these like two lifecycle functions how hard it is to talk and like code at the same time. So like, much respect to Susan and everybody that like live codes. I never thought, okay, yeah. No, I'm not typing on a typewriter, but I do have a mechanical keyboard, so that might be why it's so loud. So let me do component will mount, and then let's do it this way for now, where oh, hear the seed. Hear the seed. Thank you so much for following. No, so Nadia and I are probably not going to continue data sketches after we finish our June month, which I realize is July now, not June. But life has been a bit busy for both of us doing freelancing and everything. So, but our plan is to have our data sketches until June. And then after that, we don't plan to continue. Although, like, we might just like do a few here and there for fun. But like, keeping up that schedule was really rigorous and really hard and really exhausting and kind of emotionally draining. So probably not going to do anything so regular after this cycle is done. Yeah, so for now, let me define a D3.4 simulation. Because my plan is to put these expenses, so you see how my old version, my expenses were on this like bar chart-ish kind of thing. So my new idea that I want to do is to kind of like put them in a like semicircle with the like each of the days of the week in like their little position, and I want to position them with the for simulation. So let's see. You know what? I think for my very first rough go, what I'm gonna do is just like really rough prototype it out. So like, you know what? Let me, even before I get started with not this one, a for simulation, let me just like put the 3 expenses on the screen as dots. So component amount, usually I put the, I actually make a separate component called graph.js or like something along those lines, but because I'm just like starting out this stream, let me not make it too complicated. Let me just do it all from this one app. This dot, and then I usually, so I give the React component a reference, and I usually just call it container, and then in component amount, I then wrap that React component, or rather, I wrap the, let's see, so this dot refs dot container returns me the SVG DOM element, and then I just wrap that in D3, and let me just show you what that looks like by console logging, and then there you go. So the first this.refs.container is the SVG element itself. I don't know if you can see it, so I guess this is not highlighting the SVG element, but this is the DOM element itself, and this is the D3 selection that wraps around that SVG element. And then from here, let me, you know what would be good? Give it a width is, let's give it a width of 900 and a height of 900. And then sometimes I'll put like these width and heights as, usually I'll put the width and heights as attributes on like, so I'm calling this part a React component because when this render function gets returned, these are actually represented as React components that wrap around the SVG DOM element. So sometimes I'll put the width and height on, like I'll use D3 to like set the width and height like so. But if I don't need to change it too often, I just set it in React. And then let's just draw expenses circles. So Snalaperetti asks if I just prefer Atom over IntelliJ or other editors like Sublime, especially for React. No. So I've actually never really used IntelliJ. Oh wow. Shared148, thank you so much for following. So I actually used to use Sublime, and that was actually, I liked it quite a bit, and I especially liked the plugins in there, but I don't know why when I got this laptop, like last December or so, I decided to just download Atom to give it a try, and I kind of liked it for my editors because I do web work. I don't need any like heavy IDE like developer like integrated developer environments. So I think if I remember correctly, IntelliJ is like WebStorm, which is like a pretty heavy, like really full functionality IDE. But I actually tend to get really annoyed at those because they take so long for like to like just load the editor, and like I don't know, everything seems to kind of like crawl for me. So I tend to just use like before this I used Sublime, and then now recently I've been using Atom. Between Sublime and Atom, I like both just fine. I feel like Atom is like a little bit sleeker in terms of UI. The only thing that's bad about Atom is that I notice when the file is too big, like some of my data files, if I just have raw data, then I tend to, like, it tends to freeze Atom, whereas like Sublime has really great performance for bigger files. That's the only thing. Other than that, like, I feel like for the very, I just use pretty basic functionality, so both of those are pretty similar to me. Well, hi, Andrew. Hi, please be my friend. So, opinions on brackets? Do you mean like these brackets? Sorry, can you kind of elaborate on what you mean by opinions on brackets? And then I'm gonna start drawing the expenses circles. Oh, brackets is an editor. Absolutely no opinions. I didn't know brackets was an editor. Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm pretty simple. I actually don't think I use any Atom packages. I don't know, maybe this means I'm a pretty bad like programmer, but I just tend to use things like bare bones out of the box. And I realize that there's like things I could be doing to make my like workflow a lot more streamlined, but I haven't yet. Anyways, okay, expenses circles. So for just to get those circles onto the screen, I'm gonna var circles is equal to, and then draw them directly into my SVG container. Select all circle. Actually, later on I might want them to be rectangles, but enter, oh sorry, need to bind the data. In this case, my data is the expenses array I defined up top. Expenses, and just for fun, I'm going to give it a key function, and then I'm gonna use the name as the ID. This is not recommended. Key functions needs to be unique things, but because I just make that dummy data up, I'm just gonna use that. Append circles. Oh, actually, let me just do the whole enter update exit pattern, like right now. Let's see. So exit first, circles.exit.remove, and then do the enter and update selection. Circles is equal to circles dot, yeah, enter dot append. But yeah, if you have like recommendations for packages, like Atom packages or editors, please let me know. One of the things I'm really hoping to get out of this is like a better workflow, or like just like anything. I guess, because like I guess like yeah, if you have any pointers on like better workflow, then please let me know. Enter.append, so that's my enter selection, and then merge that with circles, and circles from up here is my update selection. And then for now, I'm just going to give it an adder radius, and then, you know what, for now, let me define my radius for these expenses to be like, let me make it something kind of big right now. So I made it 10 pixels, and yeah, okay, do you guys see that? There's my expenses right here, up in the corner. Okay, so now that we have that, let me, you know what, actually, let me separate that out into a render circles. I tend to like doing that, especially when I separate this code out into a graph component itself. I like putting my kind of D3 code into their own functions so that I can call them from both component did mount and component did update. And then, and then I need to call this circle, render circles. Just for example's sake, let me do that too, component.update. Let me know if there's like any parts of the code you want me to explain, but I'm pretty sure this is like really basic for you guys right now. So I defined my D3 force simulation up here earlier. I have to embarrassingly admit, I actually have a lot of the force simulation kind of memorized, but I'm going to like open up the documentation right now to like not embarrass myself just in case like I forget something nervously. So I guess one of the things, the first thing I want to do with the force simulation is I want to position the little circles. Oh, thank you, Aubrey. So I'll check those packages out after this. Yeah, so the first thing I want to do with the force simulation is to put those little circles that are like up there right now, because I'm going to use the force simulation to help me position those circles. So the first thing I want to do is just pull them into the center. So it should be called center, and I believe the force is called force center, and I pass in, let's do width divided by 2 and height divided by 2. And that one after I hot reload, and then I need to, so let me have a force tick function, because when I use the force simulation, I need to update the circle's positions on each tick of the force. So let's see, circles dot, in that case I need to make circles accessible from the rest of the component. So let's do this, dot circles dot adder cx, let's see, d dot x and dot adder cy d dot y. And then what I need to do is, circles is not defined. Right here, this dot circles dot enter and this dot circles. And let's see, and then I need to, you know what, in component roll mount, I'm going to say simulation.onTick and tell it to use the force tick function on each tick of the simulation, and that's just so this dot circles dot adder cx cannot read property adder of undefined. Interesting. Dot merge. Okay. Let's see what this dot circles is. Whoa, okay. I may or may not, oh, this is bad. I may or may not have frozen. Wait, hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. So this force simulation is basically like calculating the positions of these circles on like over thousands of iterations. So just now when I when it was like angry that this dot circles is not defined, it was like angry like thousands and thousands of times over, and I'm kind of glad it didn't crash my browser. Okay. So here, let me see what this dot circles is. Oh, okay. So the reason why this dot circles is not, or dot adder doesn't exist on this one is because I always hate explaining this part. Okay, come on. Constructor props, super props. So the reason why this was giving me an error is because this dot circles, this wasn't referring to the component itself, the React component itself, but should have been referring to probably either window or because when I do this line and this dot force tick is being called on every iteration of the simulation, it D3 like sets the special variable this to something else, and so to get around this, this is a good thing to remember to talk about in the talk. So I have to get around this, I have to be like this dot force tick is equal to this dot force tick dot bind this. So all this does is when force tick gets called, it the scope in here, this variable is the React component, and then now that should work. But you know what? Let's see. Oh, I need to pass in the nodes, and the nodes in this case is expenses. And then, actually, you know what? Let me do it here like so. Simulation.nodes is expenses. I think I have to say dot alpha is, let's just say 0.9, and then dot restart. Does that work? Woohoo! Yeah! So that was like relatively unexciting. So, but it's kind of cool in the sense that I don't like if you guys can see this. This means that actually their positions are being calculated all over all of these iterations. So like if I actually, you know, like console log, so console log like their data, like, oh, that wasn't that great. Data dot x and dot y, like their x and y positions are getting recalculated, and the only reason, oh look at that, the only reason why it's not moving is because I haven't given it like a force to tell it like how to move around. So the next thing I'm gonna put in here is d3.force menu body. So force menu body is, if you guys did D3 in version 3 or before, oh, hi, thank you, Kiss Buke, for following. And force menu body, so I think the way I like to think about it is if you did D3 back in version 3 or before, D3, the force layout used to just be like a bunch of different like charge, like you can, there was like a repulsive charge and an attractive charge, and that's how like the positions were calculated by like the nodes being pushed around by each other with these repulsive and attractive forces. I think it was called charge, if I remember correctly. Wow, it's been a while. It's been like a year. And now that force has been, it's now called force menu body, and it's a force that you can decide to add into your force simulation if you want to. And if you don't, then you have this, which is kind of boring, like nothing moving around. You know what, to make it like, I'm gonna make the expenses really big. Oh, okay, maybe not. Let me give it like dot adder opacity 0.5. Hi, Maria Akimbi. Thank you very much for following. Oh, by the way, do you guys, I spent part of this afternoon setting up like the Twitch stream and like my Nightbot and like Streamlabs and all of that. And Dana, my friend Dana, helped me set them up, and I was really, really happy about the like follow alerts because it's so cute. There's like so many really cute like follow alerts I can choose from. So I ended up choosing. There was like a Pusheen like rainbow one I really liked, but it kind of like looked kind of odd with the text. So I ended up with the cat one. Yeah. I'm getting a little bit worried that there are no questions. Philip Mark 129, thank you so much for following. So let's see. Yeah, so use force menu body. Wow. Hi, A. Weigel. Thank you for following. So if I just initiate a D3 force menu body, ooh, look at that. So I think that's defaulting to a -30 charge. I'm gonna just like make this back to like 20. Whoa, so it goes out for a bit. And then, so I actually like to use like either the force menu body or I'm using this thing called collide, d3.force collide. Hi, Renault Gomez, thank you for following. Well, thanks, please be my friend. So more my workflow than any question in particular. So this is like a little bit rougher than my usual workflow. I would already be like breaking this out into different components, but yeah, but the thought process is pretty much what I think in my head, but now I'm saying out loud. Force collide, and then so the collide one is to prevent overlap. So I'm going to say for each of the nodes, the amount that I don't want it overlapping with another node is its radius. So if I take out the force menu body and just have the collide, like that's what it looks like. Okay. And then, wow, I think, oh, hey, Michael. Yeah, so actually this, I should have put this up earlier, but I do actually have a sketch that I'm working towards. You know what, actually, if you guys are okay with it, let me go on a quick like few minute break where I pull up a few of the things that I forgot to pull up beforehand. So I'll be right back. And then you get the starting soon message. I'm sorry about that.